Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from RivahTV.
If you ranked yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you do?
What?
Yeah, let's get back to reality.
No, I'm in reality.
No, you're not in reality.
Why can't you find a husband? Especially if you were with a man for 4 years. Why didn't y'all get married? You broke it off with him. Why?
I thought I could do better.
Exactly. And you need to go back to your baby daddy, ex-boyfriend, whatever he is, and work your problems out and put your family back together. That is honestly your best bet. What it is, you ladies don't like when somebody is this direct with you. Honest.
RivahTV.
Shout out to
What's
the
up,
Godfather.
guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So I just feel like more and more women are coming to the forefront and just saying, you know what? I think Kevin Samuels was right.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, beyond, you know, all of the teachings that he's done, all the live streams, everything, it almost is like people had to have their own real life experiences to understand exactly what he was saying from the beginning.
I always say it, Rivah. People have to fall down on their face for their ears to open up. I always say men, but women are the same. Everybody has to go through the rough patch themselves to heed other people's warnings afterwards.
And where he was coming from.
Y'all got a lot of nerve talking about settling for average men when you're a bunch of average women. You ain't settling for an average man. He's settling for you.
And this post today is no different. A woman took to social media and she made a post and basically said that she completely understands and agrees with where Kevin Samuels was coming from. And the comments went crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into the entire conversation, give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinion on this entire conversation. And we are going to unpack every layer of it. So as you can see here, the post says, Kevin Samuels taught me to accept the reality of being a single mother. The dating pool shrinks significantly and I'm not first choice.
Yes.
It's not a bad thing, just reality. Made my bed, I gotta lay in it. With somebody's son who chooses me, crying, laughing face. Now let's unpack this conversation, right?
That is actually such a good, comment or statement, to praise the Godfather itself. No, she wasn't dogging herself or saying she's anything. It's just speaking the truth. Yes, you're not first choice. You don't have the same options that you used to have. Now you might be lucky if somebody's son chooses you.
She said that Kevin Samuels taught her to accept the reality. Okay, full stop. Before we even go any further, let's just go full stop. A lot of women who came against this woman, because when this woman put this post up there and it went viral, the comment sections attacked her left, right, and center.
I'm sure.
But a lot of women don't even like the fact of having to accept reality.
True.
So how can they be on your side, support you, defend, or...
I know a lot of women that say, just let me live in my delusion. Just let me be Delulu. I want to be Delulu. They admit to themselves and admit to others they rather just be delusional and not accept reality.
Any of the above, if they don't even want to accept reality for themselves.
If you ranked yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you do?
What?
Yeah, let's get back to reality.
No, I'm in reality.
No, you're not in reality.
I'm
You're
in
not a
reality.
10. You're not in reality. If you're going to be a 10, we can end this. Because that's not reality. You're not a supermodel.
Okay, so already that's the first problem. She done said 2 problems in the first sentence. Kevin Samuels,
Single mother
women
and
do not like to
reality?
hear that name. And then 2, the acceptance of reality. We just keeping it real.
Kevin Samuels' name on there.
She then says, after accepting the reality, she understands that the dating pool shrinks significantly and she is not the first choice. When women hear that you are not the first choice, they hear that you are not a choice at all.
Correct.
Nobody ever said that. There are single mothers out there who are still dating men, who getting married, stepfathers are coming into the pictures. It is happening. Now, the rate at which it's happening in this day and age is
lower.
a little bit different, or a lot of bit different than when it happened back in the day. as Kevin Samuels had said before, it used to be like an upstanding job to be a
Correct.
stepfather.
When I was coming up, men who married women with children got additional benefits in the world. They got praised. Today, men don't get praised. What's the thankfulness you get out of being a stepfather? You still get blamed. That's why, just like you don't want to deal with baby mama drama, don't nobody want to deal with ungrateful baby mamas.
Nowadays, as he said, everybody just, blames you, puts all the fault on you if the kids don't turn out right, this, that, and the third. So it's not the same thing. Okay? She then said, it's not a bad thing. It is just reality. I made my bed. I gotta lay in it. Bravo.
Accountability.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, accountability.
There's nothing wrong with coming to the realization like, I do have kids. I can't just, one, be out here all willy-nilly and just, wasting time, spending time with these jokers that's, just wasting my time and stuff like that. You have to think with intention when you have children. Then you have to think of protecting your children because you
Correct.
don't know who with you for you, who with you to be around kids. Like, there's a lot of things that come around that when you are a single mother.
The reality is when a male of the species in the mammal kingdom takes over another woman, he the cubs. Or they have to leave and take care of themselves. And if they can't, what happens to them?
So all of these things are going to change. You need somebody who is walking in a sense of, fatherhood, that is walking authority, that if you have children, that they're going to, be in a space of provision, not only for you, but for your ducklings that are coming behind you. Like, there's a lot of different things that come into play. And so you aren't just walking into the dating pool as a single person, free as the day you were born, and you can just waste time, spend time. You have time to this and time to that. A lot of women who are single mothers are looking for a father for their children.
True.
That's a whole different ball game.
I don't even think they're looking for father. They're just looking for support. They're just looking for sponsorship. They don't care about him being a father, really. They just want his money.
Than just going out on a date on a Saturday night, somebody to hang out with and sleep with. So a woman coming into that reality, there is no problem with that. But a lot of the women who push back, just like the women that he had conversations with, have a problem because of what it truly means for them in their future.
Let's be realistic, Samuel. It's about value.
And your value is low.
Oh, wow. And how do you know that? You're not
Because
sure
you're 5'4" and 2
Okay.
and 37 years old with 2 kids. That's how I know. In Kentucky. See your picture.
You just say you
And I'm listening to how you talk. And I'm listening to your energy. I'm listening to your tone. I'm listening to your relationships. See, what it is, you ladies don't like when somebody is just direct with you. Honest. I got no dog in this fight. I had a woman on here earlier and I told her she was absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to screw you. You ain't giving me no money. What am I getting out of this?
He also, Kevin Samuels always brought up the fact that, it's very different for women than it is men. I remember when Cheyenne Bryant was talking about, Cam Newton has created these broken homes. And the caveat to that is that it's more for the women. Because it's not for the man. Because he is able to move on, get married, start new families as he's done. And it doesn't affect him in the same way that it would affect a woman.
Correct.
Even if I have children, I got more options than you. I can go find a woman with no kids because I can afford both of you. If I can afford to take care of you and your kids, I can afford to take care of her and no kids.
Correct.
Yeah.
Why would I pick you and your kids when I know your kids are not going to, I'm not their father. They'll never look at me as their father. I got all the responsibility and none of the upside of being a biological father. Can I discipline those children like they were my own?
They don't need discipline. They're very
See,
great
that's
for-
your problem. There you go, right there.
In a woman, it looks like, well, wait a minute. You had the provision, you had the family unit, and now you don't have that anymore. And so now you're just looking for like a spot filler for that same thing that you created and wanted with somebody else.
If you're a baby mama, more men are starting to look at it this way. You are not a baby mama. You are a broken family. And you need to go back to your baby daddy, ex-boyfriend, whatever he is, and work your problems out and put your family back together. That is honestly your best bet. And if that's untenable, then you got to understand that men are saying, why'd you have the kid then? If you didn't want to be with him, why'd you have the babies? That's what most men are thinking.
And I love the things that he said in this
Men are now more logical.
conversation, and I'm going to tell you why. Not because I think that single mothers, should just be in the dust and that they don't deserve relationships or love just because the relationship didn't work out. It's not that, but it's the reality of, distancing yourself and understanding that what happens for these celebrities and the Sierra story and all that, and trying to mirror your life off of that, and literally causing your relationship not to work because you feel like there might be somebody better out there for you, and not checking yourself and understanding you're the problem, it leads to the demise of many relationships. And then women go out there and they're doing battle by themselves. And unfortunately, what ends up happening is that they realize that the person that they were with and that they had these children with was actually the person who was their standard.
Why can't you find a husband? Especially if you were with a man for 4 years. Why didn't y'all get married?
It just didn't work out.
You're a college-educated woman. Please do better.
Yeah.
It did not work out, meaning what? Did you break it off or did he break it off?
Yeah, I
Who left?
broke it off.
You broke it off with him. Why?
I thought I could do better.
Exactly.
Now, of course, this is not a one-size-fits-all situation. Sometimes people have kids when they're young. Frontal lobe didn't develop. Both of y'all was foolish. Doing foolishness. Never was supposed to have no children. Okay? It didn't make sense. Y'all was too young. Y'all didn't know what y'all was getting yourself into. Y'all was playing with fire, got burned. Understand that. Sometimes people change and it becomes, a hostile environment, unhealthy for you as, two people to be in the same household, as well as raising kids in that environment. Understandable again, right? Not everybody that gets into a relationship is going to see it for, the long haul. We understand. Like, life happens. We got to be honest, right? But after you have these children, okay, you are now not thinking for one. You are thinking for, well, if you have one child, you're thinking for two. If you have two children, you're thinking for three. Okay? And you have to be very cautious and careful the life that you are creating with this new partner.
Men look at you with another person. He said, damn, my money has to go to feed another man's cub. I don't want to do that. That's already competition. Your child is always going to come first to you. That means a man automatically knows he's going to come second. You're not looking for a husband. You're looking for a stepfather. You're looking for somebody to be a stepfather who is willing to not throw your child into the wilderness, is willing to step into a father role. And what is he going to get from being such an incredible, benevolent man? What is he going to get? Because you didn't require the man who made the baby to marry you.
Now, if a man has children prior and you have children prior, it's a different conversation.
Sure.
You
Brady
guys are
Bunch
kind of
style.
understanding. He's already in the role of father. You're in whatever. But if you are trying to get with, the most eligible bachelor who don't got no kids and who is free to come and go as he please, and you now want him to be in his position, and you expecting that it's just going to automatically work out for you because it worked out for Sierra.
Crazy.
I got news. Okay, that might not be your reality. One, Sierra is moving by herself, but she had the child, and what she did, she ran to change. She decided to put down the things that led her to future, and she was like, no, hold on a second. That didn't make no sense. That's who I wanted. That's ultimately who I wanted to marry. Let me go ahead and fix things. And a lot of women end up wanting to be with the fixer, the cleanup guy, the guy who comes around and picks up where everything left off with the last guy because you couldn't make it work with him.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because you got two kids.
so it's just the two kids thing.
No,
like,
it's not just. It's big. I mean, you're 30 years old and all this career stuff. But how many different fathers?
one.
Okay. How come you and he didn't get married?
I was so young when I was in that relationship, so I met
Okay.
him when
How
I
old
was
is your
really
oldest
young.
child?
10.
How old is your youngest?
7.
So you were 23. That's
when
not
I
young.
had my daughter. Yeah. So my kid's father, he was older than me.
But listen to what I'm about to say. You were younger. You were old enough to make babies.
Yeah.
First one at 20, even though I'm not okay with it, you can let it slide. But the second one, man, that's a choice.
Like, if you have trouble or problems in your relationship, adding a baby to the mix is only going to give you more trouble and problems.
I don't also understand why there's a lot of women and men out there that seem to think throwing a baby in there is going to solve the relationship. It's not.
Because now you don't have the time, the effort, or the patience or energy to try and fix things, because now you got to worry about somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, this woman is saying she's content with the reality. She understands the reality of the dating pool. She made her bed. She's going to lay in it. She's sitting there and she's like, I'm willing to accept whoever will choose me, knowing what I know now about the reality.
Correct.
And this is what women in the comment section had to say. First comment says, girl, he's unalived. Find somebody new to influence your way of thinking. Create a new reality for yourself while you're at it. Absolutely gross. Absolutely heinous comment. Like, the intent behind it, just nasty.
Just because all of a sudden someone just dies, their advice and all the things they try to do for you just goes to the wayside. All of my mother's advice I should just throw away because she died.
Next comment says, all the baby daddies in the comments talking about they love the accountability. As we said before, okay? As we said before, men and women's realities are completely different. Women spend a lot of times comparing themselves to men when you cannot do what a man can do and get away with it.
Correct.
It just doesn't happen. Next person says, listening to Samuels is where you went astray. Queen, you define you.
We need to stop calling women queens.
We really do.
The only way to become a queen is to be married to a king. You're not queens.
Next person says, girl, please, divorce, single mom of 3, and child, you can have some of my options, especially the ones without kids. I realize he definitely got to have kids too, because no, I can't go to Cancun tomorrow and they got school.
What?
She proves her own point in her own comment. She proves her own point. You might have somebody who pursues you and hangs out, but you can't even go everywhere. You can't even go. You can't do what he can do. So when he bumps up on somebody else who is attractive and beautiful just the same, but has the freedom, they are more compatible.
True.
She is going to be at the top of the totem pole than you are. Next person says, if you believe something like this about yourself as a mother, you're not appreciating yourself enough. You should be dating from the confidence level of what you bring day in and day out, not based on what's most convenient for somebody else. You do the filtering, not the other way around.
You do have to deal with somebody else. What they feel is convenient or what they feel is easy for them is gonna matter.
Question is why do people believe that just because a woman is a mother, that means that she's a prize?
So crazy. It is ridiculous.
Why do people believe that just because a woman is a mother means that she's a good woman? Like, how do those things equate? Next person says, Kevin Samuels didn't do nothing but try to devalue, discredit, and humble women. He was an actual clown in a clown suit. I've been a life coach for 12 years now, and my clients that are single mothers do not have any problem acquiring a loving, supportive man. With this mindset, though, you won't attain that. You are in your own way, love. Respectfully. I don't know that person.
Really?
Respectfully, right? Attaining love or attaining a relationship. This woman is just saying she understands that the pool shrank. This woman didn't say that the dating pool is non-existent. This woman didn't say that she can't find nobody ever, that she won't find nobody ever. This woman said that she has come to terms with the reality. And women, just because they want to go against Kevin Samuels so much, they are trying to add caveats to the conversation that the woman never said, just so that they cannot find themselves agreeing with Kevin Samuels.
Correct.
Like, it's crazy. And what did he say? Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right.
A low-value
Sign
woman
language.
uses these 4 things to control, manipulate, dominate, get her way, check people, whatever you want to start off. And her first thing is shame, insults. The G is guilt. Needs to be right.
What I liked, also was that there were some women who came to her defense, right? Who were looking at the comment section thread and looking at the foolishness that was being out there. And they were like, defending her and also defending the standpoint, even as single mothers themselves. This woman says, a lot of women hollering, choose yourself. LMAO, when did she say she wasn't? It says that when you become a mother, dating can be challenging. Y'all be so quick to go into defensive mode.
Yep.
Next woman says, she didn't lie. It's not fair because some women did it right and waited till marriage but got divorced, or the dad passed away. And yet still, having kids significantly changes your dating life and shrinks the dating pool, because regardless of how you got there, you're still a single mom, and a lot of men without kids prefer
Perfect
not
comment.
to date a single mom. Yes, it sucks, but it is the truth. I don't know what everyone's up in arms for. Men make exceptions for who they really want, so it never gave settle. Next woman
True.
says, did I miss something? What I got from it is that she found someone who loves her and everything that comes with. Why are y'all coming for her? Next woman says, I don't know why women in these comments are acting like there's anything wrong with what that woman said. It's not like she called herself ugly. She's just speaking facts. The dating pool is already tight, and a single mom and single dads are not at the top of priority list because they come with baggage.
Correct.
I really like what that woman said, because, a lot of women, they have no understanding of the concept until the shoe is on the other foot.
Correct.
Like, a lot of single women will say, I don't want to be with a man that has kids and they don't have any kids, and they're like, I don't want to be no stepmom. I don't want to deal with no baby mama drama. I don't want to deal with, all that stuff that comes with it. That's completely understandable.
And
There's
men
nothing
are the
wrong with
same
that.
way.
And you talk to other women about that, they will say there's nothing wrong with that. The only time women have a problem is when they are in the situation and the reality is shined back to them and they're like, nope, that don't make no sense. That's delusional. That's wrong. Well, how come? It's just a reality.
It is.
No hush, no fuss. Nobody is saying, okay, at all. Nobody is saying that it is impossible if you are a single mother to be.
I've noticed that women are very absolutists. Every time you say things, they always take everything to the extreme absolute side of things. And this is what we're seeing in real life right now. She didn't say anything that single mothers can't get women or can't get a husband, but that's the absolutist thought process that they're commenting against her about is, you could still get good men. I'm like, she never said she couldn't.
In a relationship. Nobody's ever said that. There's way too many other things that have to be put into place and that factor in.
Now, let's say you're just super cute, super fine, smoking body, whatever. You will more than likely, let me just take that off. You're still going to be permanent side chick status. The only way you're going to actually get a ring and a wedding ceremony is if you are a solid 9 in the face, 8, 9, 10 in the body, and your situation is appealing.
But the way that a lot of these women are trifling nowadays, it's a difference, right? Like especially if you come in and you don't have your hand out and you begging and talking about you need this and he got to buy you a Birkin and all that. There's so many other things that go into the conversation. But again, the dating pool after you are a single mother is going to be significantly different, and it should be. I believe that all women should agree that it should be different based off of your knowledge being different, based off of your needs being different, and based off of your own criteria. Like you as a woman, your own criteria should be very extensive when you have children. It should be.
And men should be the same thing, right? If it's a woman that you're not thinking that is going to be a good mother or maybe a good wife someday, probably don't stick it in. Unless you're just willing to just roll the dice or whatever the hell you want to do, slinging your penis. Obviously, I tell you guys not to do it, but I don't control your penises.
Because you have children to protect. This is why it makes sense for a lot of single mothers where they go out there and they have relationships and they wait till the kid's grown.
Again, I have this example. My family is the biggest example I have of all of this. My second aunt, husband passed. Third aunt, husband passed. Fourth aunt, husband just passed more recently, like almost like a little over a year ago now. My third aunt's husband passed in the early 80s when he was barely 30 something. My aunt's 70 something now, almost 80. So never entertained another man in her life, ever. Just kept with the family and built the family and kept it together. My second aunt, her husband also died before I was even born. Never met the man. But my aunt also never entertained another man. My two cousins, female cousins that are her daughters, have great husbands. They live great lives now. She lives with the youngest one. My fourth aunt, her husband just recently passed. She doesn't entertain men. She just takes care of the house herself and takes care of the grandkids. I don't think for a lot of, at least people in my family and my side of things, it was ever really a thing. Most of my family were like, oh yeah, if we were to bring in another man, this man's gonna feel a way about my kids and they might not feel the same thing. So they just kind of went about it as they didn't need a man. Not they didn't need a man, but they have to do this by themselves because no other man would want to deal with them. That's how they saw things.
And when the kid's grown, they say, oh yeah, mommy's friend who's been around for a long time. Yeah, okay, now this my man. It makes sense. There's a pruning process. And again, it's different if the man has children. If a man doesn't have children and he don't want to sign up for it, like I said before, women only understand when it's women. They be like, oh girl, he got kids and you don't got no kids. Girl, you better leave that man alone.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's the other way around, they have a problem.
Yep.
He strikes again. Okay? As we know that he always will. Okay? It's just, he's undefeated. Only way I can put it.
Shout outs to Riva and shout outs to the Godfather. Again, people always want to say he's not the Godfather. No, he's the Godfather to whoever thinks he's the Godfather. That's it. The Godfather is a title that someone gives someone that they feel a certain way about, or was given, like you're a godson to somebody. But we get to choose our own godfathers. I chose Kevin Samuels. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.